Welcome to the Holotropic Psychedelic Integration Podcast, Episode 8. I'm Art Granoff. So last weekend, I went down to Los Angeles for a Grof Breathwork weekend workshop. Pretty fantastic time with 52 people. It's a 3-day event. The first day, just 3 hours in the late afternoon, we said hello to each other and greeted each other and went over the procedures for the breath work for the next day. And on Saturday, we met and broke into pairs, and each person got to do a 3-hour breathing session while the other person sat. And then after a light lunch, we reversed it, and the previous sitters did the breath work, and previous breath work people did the sitting. I had quite a fantastic experience, and I'd like to relate a little bit of it to you and how we use this system, holotropic worldview, post-session, okay? So here we go. Then on Sunday morning, we met again for 3 hours and did a long group sharing. And man, that was like the best. Everyone expressing themselves deeply from their heart, what they went through. And be surprised that you look at it with a big wide swath, pretty much everyone had a similar experience, deep, intense, and transformative of some kind. And before we start, let's hear from Stan Grof about holotropic breathwork, now rebranded Grof Breathwork.
Essential components of holotropic breathwork. Holotropic breathwork combines faster breathing, evocative music, and releasing bodywork to induce intense holotropic states of consciousness, which have a remarkable healing and transformative power. This method provides access to biographical, perinatal, and transpersonal domains of the unconscious, and thus to deep psychospiritual roots of emotional and psychosomatic disorders. It also makes it possible to utilize the mechanisms of healing and personality transformation that operate on these levels of the psyche. The process of self-exploration and therapy in holotropic breathwork is spontaneous and autonomous. It is governed by clients' own inner healing intelligence, rather than by following the instructions and guidelines of a particular school of psychotherapy. Most of the recent revolutionary discoveries concerning consciousness and the human psyche on which holotropic breathwork is based are only new for modern psychiatry and psychology. They have a long history as integral parts of the ritual and spiritual life of many ancient and native cultures, as well as their healing practices. The basic principles of holotropic breathwork represent rediscovery, validation, and the modern reformulation of ancient wisdom and procedures, some of which can be traced back to the dawn of human history.
For holotropic integration or grounding, we use the same method as with psychedelics. Here's my chart right there. First, we focus on the birth chart, looking for distinctive archetypal patterns. If you're already using this system, you're probably familiar with your chart. If not, you can start learning about your cosmic identity. Then we glance at the world chart, or the chart of today, looking for strong archetypal patterns. Some examples would be the sun opposite Pluto, right there. Okay. Pluto's power with the sun illuminating it. And then Jupiter conjunct Uranus right over here. This is a 1-year transit for big breakthroughs. And then Uranus, right there, trine with Pluto, similar to the 1960s. Insight, freedom with intensity. Then I look for duplicates in the birth chart. They're important and offer insight for archetypal predicting. So I take my chart with all this stuff, and I take the world chart with all this stuff. So I have Sun with Pluto in my chart right there. Sun, square Pluto, okay? And in the world chart, we have a sun opposite Pluto, okay? So these energies are up for me and may be experienced today. Now I'm archetypally predicting, or if you're new to this stuff, look at the charts after your session. This is how we start to relive the experience through a fresh lens, and then where integration begins. Also, my personal outer planet transits that match either my chart or the world transits. Hope you're not getting too confused. This isn't that hard, is it? We combine the chart with the world transits, looking at my personal transits. 3 examples match. For my personal transits, I have Jupiter with Uranus in the world transit and personal transit, which means successful breakthroughs. Pluto with Mercury in my chart and world transit, mining for depth in the unconscious. And Neptune with Jupiter as a world transit and personal transit, an extended universal experience. Now I can think about my session while relating to these archetypal pairs. Anything match? Focus there. Then we add them up. Birth chart, sun with Pluto. World chart, sun with Pluto. Yeah, that's important. Jupiter with Uranus as a world transit and personal transit. Successful breakthroughs, okay. Mercury with Pluto in my chart and world transit, mining for depth in the unconscious. Neptune with Jupiter, world transit and personal transit, an extended universal experience. Now I can think about my session while relating to these archetypal pairs. So what happened in the session reminds me of successful breakthroughs, mining for depths in the unconscious, and an extended or universal experience. Now we're integrating with the holotropic worldview, moving towards wholeness. So that's the system I use with archetypal astrology. We look at the birth chart, we look at the world transits, and look at the personal transits. We add them up and see what's happening to get an idea of what we're facing in our upcoming psychedelic or holotropic breathwork session, now rebranded as Grof Breathwork. That's what we do. That's how we integrate our psychedelic or holotropic experience by using archetypal astrology. It's just a little taste, but I think you get the idea. If you're not sure, contact me at referenceastrology@gmail.com, and we can talk some more about it. And let's wish a happy birthday to Jerry Garcia, born August 1st. Garcia's intellectual diversity and intensity. There's his chart right here, born August 1st, 1942. The sun is our outward identity. The moon's sensitive and caring. He's got a sun, Mercury, and Pluto conjunction right there. Fiery distinction in the arts, intellectual brilliance, reaching beneath the surface, finding the prize. And also, he has the moon with Mercury and Pluto, offering the tenderest of emotions, writing delicate love songs, deep guitar playing under the surface of consciousness, fiery emotions transformed into songs, moving us to tears. And below, see that URL, it's got Rolling Stone magazine's Jerry Garcia's top 50 songs. So that's it. Thanks for joining me today at Holotropic Psychedelic Integration. Hope to see you soon.